first time since the 70s. And if Tennessee loses, depending on how it happens, there are probably some jobs in jeopardy next week. Which side do you think, and this is my final question for you, which side do you think is dealing with more pressure coming into this afternoon?
I'm sorry, I think the phone cut out a little bit. I didn't get that last question.
Yeah, I was just asking about the game today. It's a tough spot. I think it's a must-win for both teams. If Florida loses, they're 0-2 for the first time since the 70s. If Tennessee loses, depending on how it happens, there may be some guys out of a job next week. Which side do you think's dealing with more pressure today?
I think Butch Jones has a lot of pressure to win this game, especially because Florida has those 9 players suspended, obviously. Antonio Callaway and Jordan Scarlett for Florida on the offense, the 2 biggest of the 9 suspensions. I think Butch Jones, there's no excuses for losing this game. You got to win this one, and if Florida does lose, Jim McElwain starts to feel a lot of heat because he's an offensive coach who came in to fix Will Muschamp's bad offense and hasn't been able to do it in 2+ years, even though he's won the SEC East twice, which people might think it sounds crazy that a guy who wins the division in his first 2 years could face some heat. But people down in Gainesville are not too thrilled with Jim McElwain right now. And obviously, as we know, the Tennessee fan base is very split on Butch Jones.
Shapes up to be a big-time matchup. Like I said, both sides feeling, I think, almost an equal amount of pressure. Austin, we don't feel pressure when you're on with us. You make the show great, man. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it as always. Thanks.
Austin Stanley from A to Z Sports in Nashville.com. Listen, if you don't know that website, local teams went 6-3, so not a bad night for the prep world here in the greater Clarksville area. We'll hope the good luck continues. We're all rooting for Austin Peay today as they try and snap a 29-game program losing streak against Morehead State. 6 o'clock kickoff tonight over at Fort Terrace Stadium. We'll be there. We hope you will be as well. We'll also be watching the Vols and the Gators, listening to the Vols and the Gators today here on the Big 1400 WJZM. That game kicks off at 2:30. Airtime here on the J right at 1 o'clock. This afternoon. So we hope you'll enjoy a great weekend of football, and we thank you for kicking it off with our show. We couldn't do it without all of our fine sponsors. We say thank you to them. We say thank you, the biggest thank you, as always, to our executive producer, Mr. John Michaels. Behind the scenes, you don't hear from him very often, but this show wouldn't happen without him. So a huge thanks to John and for everybody that got in on today's show. Until next Saturday at 10 o'clock, I'm Justin Swallows saying so long, folks.